Good morning, Terry. Welcome to Terry Tuesday. I hope it's as good as Money Monday. I think we both had a little bit of a profit yesterday, right?
Yeah, did really well. I was really excited in that first pick four because my second leg, my second choice horse at 19-1 passed that number 4 horse. I thought, oh, he's going to win. And then for some reason he bared out to, was getting tired and kind of bared out to the outside rail, and that other horse got him. So
came and got him, yeah.
Yeah, if he had won, I would have won that pick four too. I won one of the pick fours and one of the pick fives and the pick five that I played. So
yeah, we both had that late pick four and that late pick five, which made us profitable. It wasn't the most profitable thing because a lot of the favorites came in, but still we have $100 budget. That's what we do every day here. And when you can take 100, I think I bet like 75 or something like that yesterday, and you were closer to 100, and both of us turned a profit. So if we could take our budget to the bankroll, to the track, and come home with a bigger bankroll than we started, get a hot dog along the way, maybe a drink, that's a great day at the track, the way I define it. Terry, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's really a really good day. So
that had a really good night last night with the return of Jamie Martinez and, well, also Willie Martinez. So they had on Sammy Camacho, young jockey. He's doing very well. Talked a little bit about the challenges of getting started in the business and some of the stuff he had to go through. Terry, did you enjoy the show?
I did. Yeah, I did. I made 2 or 3 comments, invited him Golden Gate Fields too, including Willie. I said, hey, Willie, you can come along there too.
So. Well, Willie might do really well there because he rides at Presque Isle Downs, and and Presque Isle also has that synthetic track, I think.
Yeah, he probably would. Maybe he could become another Bays there. Who knows?
Could be another Bays. And speaking of the Martinez family, we put out a mean tweet today that features both Jamie and Willie. You might get a laugh out of that one. That's I was laughing as I was editing it because I think they're going to laugh too, because I put a little twist in at the end that I don't think that either one of them was expecting, which should be pretty funny. In any case, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, you can join us again because we will have on the wonderful track announcer, great friend of the show, Pete Aiello, down there from Gulfstream Park. In sticking with the Florida theme, because of the connections we have at Tampa Bay Downs with Jamie and Willie, we'll have Pablo Morales on, big-time jockey down there. Update on when he's going to return after getting that finger operated on that he almost lost. So you're going to get some news breaking tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can catch that right here on Horse Racing Radar TV. And Terry, to always know what we're up to, include from mean tweets to guests to whatever else we're putting out content-wise, what should people do?
Well, they should subscribe to YouTube and hit the little bell so they get a notification, give us a thumbs up and likes. Go to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and go to Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us thumbs up and likes there. And if you like what you see, which I know you're going to, let your families, your friends, everybody your workers know, and ask them to take a look. So even if they're not horse race people, they may just really get interested in the horse racing.
Yeah, and if they're not even bettors in the evening show we have on guests, you get to know the people in the industry. And one of the few forums where you have actual access to the people you're watching on your screen and betting on. You get to talk to them and ask questions in the comment section. A lot of people absolutely love that part. You don't get to do that with LeBron James. You don't get to do that with Tom Brady. You don't get to do that with, whoever your favorite baseball player is. But and then you can also suggest guests if you know anybody to Sean. He'll go out and try to bring them on. So if you had any questions, you can do it. Today, we're going to be running at, again, Tuesday, Parx, like always. Looks like the weather's going to be good, although the track is listed as muddy right now. I would suspect that you're going to see the track get upgraded if it does indeed get sunny and a little bit windy and the temperature is over 50. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the track get upgraded today. Terry, might not happen by the time race 1 starts off, but that's where we're going to start. It's 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a maiden special weight for $50,000 for Pennsylvania breds. The profile of a 1 mile 70 yard winner at the Parx track does favor horses with early speed. 32% of the horses, Terry, go wire to wire. There is a very strong rail bias. Post 2 through 7 play fair. 8 and out get a big penalty. And around here, one of the things that we do is we put together simulations to see, one, with speed figures, what some fair odds on some horses might be. We also use early pace numbers to get a sense of who will be where at the quarter-mile marker. And something that you only will get here, that is C-Zone. We actually look back at the horse's best races and find out, based upon today's likely pace scenario, if they will get a comfortable trip or not. All right.
That's true.
What do you see here?
Well, the 2 and the 7 look like the main speed in this race, and I think they're going to go head to head to the quarter pole, and just whoever gets the best break probably going to make it there. 2 has a pretty nice overlay, supposed to be a lot less than even money, and he's listed at 2-1 on the morning line. As far as the C-Zone goes, you can see there that the outside horses 5, 6, and 7 have the best C-Zone percentages.
Yeah, so maybe the 7 horse should be up on the front. It's kind of where it wants to be. Should have a pretty decent race. Let's indeed see if our way to the winner's circle confirms that. This is something I like to do, is plot out how horses have run their best races. Don't have any true front runners in here, so that designation is probably going to go to the 7 and the 2. When I see a shape like this, Terry, usually favors horses that can get forwardly placed. This 2 horse is going to be a big favorite. When you look at the beginning and the end part of the race, has a 10-point advantage almost over everybody else. You got to include him in your picks, Terry, but I do think he's going to go off at a very, very low price. So the question is, are you going to try to beat him, or are you going to just kind of solo him up?
Well, I'm going to use the 2 Gun Collector. He switches to high percentage winning jockey. His last dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a good 4 furlong workout on March 16th. And then that other speeder, number 7, Norlander, is my second pick, ran second versus similar in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 30% of the races in the second route race. He has a horse running in, and he switches to high percentage winning jockey. Shy Da Runner, number 6, my third, is bumped at the start in his last race. He finished second, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 34% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. Long Shot is Son of a Buck, which is the number 5 horse. He finished third versus similar in his last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. Now, I know the 2 is a really hard favorite. It's 3-5 on them right now, but I'm thinking that this race might surprise us all. So I'm going to take a $1 daily double, and I'm going to use the 2, 5, 6, 7 with the 2, 4, 5.
Gun Collector, the 2 horse, does come in from Fairgrounds. I think Fairgrounds to Parx is a track drop, and it posted the top last race speed figure while it was at Fairgrounds. Has a nice workout at the Fairgrounds too. Would have liked to seen that workout at Parx to be more confident, but the bettors are really confident. As you mentioned, Terry, 3-5, going to be a heavy favorite. Norlander, we agree on the first 2. It's the most consistent in the group in terms of getting forward, because we saw on the way to the winner's circle worksheet, most of them kind of want to be towards the back. You got Frankie Pennington and Robert Reed Jr. here together. These guys have been in the money 7 out of 10. Circle Me Madden, that 1 horse up at the top there, showed enough late pace in its debut to threaten if it can get off to a better start here today. That 6 horse, Shy Da Runner, Terry, coming in from Penn. Doesn't work out that often, but could be close enough to the front to catch a piece late. I'm just going to try to beat the 2 horse, the 3-5. I'm going to put my second choice on top of an exacta with the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Try to catch that backdoor exacta. Maybe hope that the favorite just gets beat by that much for third. Race 2, after we try to upset race number 1, Mr. Terry. Race number 2, they're going to travel a 6 furlongs on optional claiming type race. 9 winners of 2 lifetime. The purse is $42,000. A little dyslexia getting in my way there. At 6 furlongs on the Parx track, you want tactical speed, but 36 managed to go wire to wire still. You do have a barbell bonus. So if you got the rail or you're 8 and out, those post positions tend to outperform posts 2 through 7. Once again, Terry, we got to know who's going to be where. Sure looks like the 4 horse is going to be up front.
Yes, the 4 horse looks like has the most speed with 2 and 3, maybe giving her a little competition. But I think the 4 should get the quarter pole first. And then as far as the overlays go, look at that overlay on that 2, less than even money, and it's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. And then the 3 horse is almost double. He's listed almost 6-1 in simulated odds, and he's 10-1 on the morning line. And as far as the C zone, you can see most of them have pretty high percentages, but the 6 and the 7 look like the best 2 out of them.
Yeah, they do indeed look like they're going to have a good trip, according to the C zone. Our race shape here favors everybody who wants to be forwardly placed. You don't have any of this one. It's the opposite of the last race. None that really want to be middle or back. Everybody wants to either be on the lead or press the lead. Speed of the speed usually wins this kind of race. That looks like that could be the 4 horse. As a 9-point advantage through the first quarter and first half mile. That equates to almost 2 lengths. So I expect the 4 to be up on the front. Everybody to try to come run that one down. The horses with the most late speed that might get that done are the 6, the 2, and the 3, Terry. Again, I feel like speed of the speed is going to be the way. What's your thinking?
Yeah, I think the 4 is going to go to the front, go all the way there. Magic in the Moonlight has finished in the money in his last 4 races, running second versus Tupper in his last race, and drops in class today, of course. Number 2, Pine Valley is my second choice, finished in the money in 3 out of the last 4 races, winning one and has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 5, 3, Glen. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 32% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then my long shot is number 3, Amity Road. He won his last race at Laurel Park and has done well at today's distance. I'm going to play a 50-cent trifecta. It's a rich trifecta. It's a 2-4 with the 2-4-5 with the 1-2-3-4-5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to start with that 5, 3, Glen. Be honest with you, Terry, I'd be happy to have in my bank account just 2 commas. I don't need 3, but if I can get the 3, I won't complain. I promise you. This horse has been the betting favorite in all 4 of its races. Just managed to win one of them, finished third in another. But the workouts say that the second win may well be on the way today. Number 4, Magic in the Moonlight. Sounds like a Frank Sinatra song, Terry. You were around back then. Is that a Sinatra, James Dean, or is that like a Bing Crosby song?
I'm not sure. I'm old, but not that old.
Not that old. All right. This one, as we mentioned in the Way to the Winner Circle worksheet, has that big early speed advantage over everybody else. Tied for the top last race speed figure, and according to its resume, should be as good, maybe a touch better, in our friend Charles's favorite handicapping angle, the 3rd start after a layoff. Number 2, Pine Valley, did tie for the top last race speed figure, raced once at Parx, got the W in that affair. It's interesting to note that Frankie Pennington stays on the 5, which was the top pick there, and jumps off the 2 horse, Pine Valley. So Frankie's made a choice. And then number 6, it could be no other way. It's Rich's Way. I have to take that horse no matter what. Can't leave him off the ticket. It's in the name. And, well, maybe it could be better in the second start off for layoff. I'm going to do a pick 4. I didn't put my way in there, but I'm going to go 4-5. With the 2-3-6, I'm going to single the 4 in race number 5 and then come home with the 3, 4, 6, and 7 to close out my pick 4. Race number 3, we do see there is a scratch there. The 1 horse Summary Judgment not going to be in this race. The rest of the horses in race 3 are going to travel 6 furlongs, just like in race number 2. Again, tactical speed, about a third go wire to wire. The rail and 8 and out have the edge in terms of post positions, although 2 through 7 aren't all that far off, Terry. And it looks like the speed's on the inside this time around.
Yeah, that's right. The 3 and the 2 have the most speed. Looks like the 2 has plenty of speed, but I think the 3 is going to get there before the 2. So anyway, the 2 is a nice overlay. It's supposed to be a little bit less than even money. It's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. And the 3, or not the 3, the 7 is another nice overlay. It's supposed to be like 5-2, and it's listed at 8-1 on the morning line. As far as the C zones, you can see there that the 2 and the 4 have the best C zone percentages, although all of them have pretty good except for that 7.
Yeah, I see that as well. And I'm going to note something in just a second with my picks that I picked up on yesterday, looking at this all this data that we have here. The 1 horse not being in this affair does make a difference because it was a lone E type. Again, you have a triangle race where everybody usually wants to be middle or back. That 3 horse is likely to be the one that gets the lead, does have a good speed advantage over the rest. So the one scratching benefits the 3. All the rest are going to chase. Terry, when they're done chasing, who cashes the biggest check?
I think that 4-horse Blunt Force is going to get there. She has done well at Parx Racing in the past, finishing in the money 82% of the starts. She's won 10% of those races and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 2 is my second choice. She won her last race at Parx Racing and switches to high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Number 6, Beyond a Million, is my third choice. She won her last race at Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning trainer and wins 25% of the races in the second race. Well, the trainer does in the second race off of layoff. And then number 7, Isabella Smile, is my long shot. She has won her last 2 races in a row at Parx Racing and now is going for a hat trick and has the highest last speed rating. And that's an angle that I like. That hat came through yesterday with a horse. Anyway, I'm going to play a 50-cent trifecta box, the 2, 4, 6.
Yeah, that one barely got there, though, because your other 2 horse almost ran that one down, too.
Yeah.
Number 2, Prospera. This is something I noticed yesterday when I was looking through the data. I found that if there's a strong C-zone and an underlay, so we have the strongest C-zone here with Prospera, 90% basically, and then you have an overlay, 6-1 morning line. Looks like the proper odds could be as low as 1-1 and still catch some value. Saw enough of that yesterday, of that combination, to pay attention. I think it won like 4 or 5 of the races, that combination. Number 6, and that's out of 10. So it's a pretty high win rate. 6, Beyond a Million. Again, I'll take Beyond a Million. Doesn't have to be much beyond that in my bank account. Winner bust at Parx, 12 times out, 5 wins, nothing else. I should have probably either put it on the top or just tossed it off my ticket altogether. Number 3, Cabra Chica. Trainer Castillo Sanchez, winner 4 of 13 races, the first time after a claim. It's going to give the horse a little bit of a weight break today. And the trainer and the jockey combination here have won 3 out of 4 races together. So a lot pointing towards the 3 horse here. Number 4, Blunt Force at Parx, 23 races, 2 wins only, but 9 seconds and 8 thirds. Been at the distance 16 times, 1 win, 4 seconds and 5 thirds. This horse is one that's usually very consistent in terms of its effort from beginning to end. There's not a lull. Doesn't get off to a slow start or fade in the middle or at the end. Just kind of runs around the track at the same rate, which keeps it involved in races. What I call a Tom horse. We got a few Tom horses on the ticket today. Going to win? Probably not. Got to have it on the ticket? Yes. Trifecta for me, a rich trifecta, 2, 3, 6 with the 2, 6 with the 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. And structuring it that way is a $6 ticket. Good morning, Paulo Lopez. How are you today? Carreras a Vivo para Parx. Where can you watch Parx live? I do think they have a live stream at Parx.com. If you go to their website, not 1,000% sure on that, but you can check that out. Has Mahoning Valley started yet, Terry?
Let me look and see. Yes, the first race is off.
It's off yet? No result yet?
No.
All right. If you could keep an eye on that, let us know what that race looks like when it's over. The next race we're going to do at Parx is race number 4, Mr. Terry. The 4th race at Parx is going to go 7 furlongs, a couple of these today on the card. Optional claiming of $20,000. The purse is $34,000. 7 furlongs does favor horses that are fast. In fact, 40% of the time, so 4 out of 10 winners go wire to wire. Very strong inside 3 bias. 4 and out, they underperform. Terry, inside speed is the way. In race number 4, we do have one horse on the inside that seems to have a lot of it.
Yeah, that's right. That 2 looks like it's got the most speed. And then the 5's got some speed. There are a couple others got some minor speed there. But I think that most of the horses have some speed, but I think that 5's going to get there first. As far as the overlay, it's pretty nice overlay on the 4. It's supposed to be like $3, $1 to 2, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it's listed at 2-1 on the morning line.
Again, we see that combination of strong C zone and a nice simulated overlay, even though it's 2-1 morning line. It can bet it all the way down to maybe 1-2 and still have some value. The way to the winner circle worksheet for race number 4 shows that this is a race that everybody should kind of get the trip that they're looking for. You got these 2 horses back here. They're kind of versatile. The 2 horse does indeed look like it has some of the most speed in here too, Terry, with an advantage, at least a recency advantage at the 4 and 6 furlong marker. So 2 horse is going to be one that you might have to contend with. I don't have them in my picks, Terry. Do you?
Which one now?
The 2. It doesn't look like you have them either.
No, I don't.
We might regret that.
Yeah. So
who do you have?
I like the 4, Hold the Flight, finishing the money in 6 out of the last 6 races, and he won 4. He drops in class today and has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 6 starts.
Hold up, Terry. Let's come back to that. Let's go back to race number 1 because they just started race number 1.
Okay.
And out of the gate, it does indeed look like the 2 horse, one that we saw would be on the lead, is right there on the lead. The 6 probably just damaged the 7's chances to win by pushing them out wide through the first turn. The 6 has muscled its way to the front with the 7 running in a comfortable second. 2 horses third. That is the 1-2 favorite right now, trailed by the 3 horse. Lydia's Prayer. There's a little bit of a gap, say maybe 2-3 horses back to the 1 horse, which is Circle Me Madden. They went through the opening quarter in 23-3 for 1 mile and 70 yards, probably a little on the quick side, to be honest with you, Terry. You have the 3 horse now getting engaged, Lydia's Prayer. 4 horse now joining the front group, Zappy Fishbein. 6 horse still leading the way, Shy the Runner. Followed now by the 2 horse getting a lot closer, moving in between the 2 and the 6 and the 7. Looks like the 2 at its 1-2 odds is going to take command of this race right now as it pulls in front of the 6. The 7 horse, the one I tried to beat it with, that one's fading, Terry. The 4 horse looks like it's the one at 25, the 1 Zappy Fishbein. That might give this 2 horse a little bit of a challenge as they come down the stretch here. He's pulling up alongside. The jockey's got a lot of effort into that one. Just cracked him for the first time. Although the 2 horses jockey is just shaking the reins, really hasn't asked him to go yet. First tap on the rear end for the 2 horse Gun Collector as he pulls a little bit away from the 4 horse. So the 2 kind of keeping the same distance, but definitely creating a lot of distance between the rest of the pack. As the bettors figured, as the simulation figured, as we figured, Terry, that 2 horse would go off at a price. It went 2, 4. Looks to me like 8. I don't know what that other horse was. It looked like it was the 8 horse to me, but 2, 4, 8 looks like that was the opener to me, Terry. 2, 4, and 8. Well, there was There was no 8 horse in there, so it couldn't have been an 8 horse. I don't know who that one was. The 1 horse. It was the other one. So 2, 4, and 1.
All right, and I've got some results from Mahoning Valley. The 5 horse won the race, paid $9.20, $4.20, and $3.20. The 2 horse ran second, paid $3.80 and $2.60, and the 6 horse ran third, paying $2.40. $2 exacta paid $29.20, and the 50-cent trifecta paid $24.15.
There you go. That brings us up to speed in Mahoning Valley. Race number 1 at Parx is in the books. The 2 horse, our top pick, it did go off. It should go off, and even though it went off, Terry, at 1-2. It looked like the odds could still be as low as 1-5 on our simulator. So as hard as that is to believe, 3-5 was still value, considering what our simulator said.
That's absolutely right.
Which is why we put that simulator together.
Actually,
okay,
I think it went off at 1-5. So
did it finish? Yeah, it did finish. So that was what the simulator said it should go off at, and that's what it did go off at, and it did 1-5 work right there, Terry. Okay, back to race number 4 where we were, Terry.
Okay.
We were talking about that. So take us again through race number 4 and what you see in the simulator and the comfort zone and that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. You want me to go back to that? All right. So the 2 and the 5 has the most speed, as you can see. And I think the 2 is going to get there first, doesn't it appear like? Is this race 4?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So I believe the 2 will get there first. And then the 4 has a nice overlay. It's supposed to be a little bit above even money, and it's listed at 2-1. As far as the C zones, you can see there that the 1, the 4, and the 5 have the best C zone numbers. So
yeah, the ones that are most likely to get a trip where it mirrors trips in the past where they have run their best. In race 4, our way to the winner's circle, we talked a little bit about how all these horses line up. The 2-horse should have its advantage there. Terry, take us through your picks real quick. Or did we do this already? Am I having like a deja vu Groundhog Day moment?
Yeah, we were in my picks when we went off to the races. But anyway,
right, so let's get back to that then.
All right, number 4 is my first pick, Hold the Flight. He finished in the money in 6 out of last 6 races. He won 4 of those races and in the class today, and has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have won 3 out of 6 starts. And then the 5 is my second choice, Large. He finished 3rd versus Tougher in his last race. It was an allowance affair, and now he drops back down in class where he was before and drops in distance, and he's never finished out of the money in this distance. So number 3 is my 3rd pick, He Hate Me. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then I like number 6, Commissioner G, is my long shot. Won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 3, 4, 8 in the second leg, 2, 3 in the third leg, and the 4, 5, 6 in the fourth leg.
4-horse Hold the Flight, probably going to be another one that goes off at a low odds. It looks like here the fair value is another one that could be 1 to 2. This one's won 2 races in a row very easily. Last time around the track, it ran faster by about 1.7 seconds. Definitely a sign of a horse that's definitely getting better. At Parx, 7 times, 4 wins, a second and a third, and it's going to drop in class after running the top last race speed figure. Should be low. It will be low priced. Number 3, He Hate Me. Very consistent performer. It just doesn't win at the distance, but outperforms routinely some of the other horses in this field. At the distance, 7 times, yet to win with a second and a couple of thirds. The rail horse, Mr. Roundtree, every now and then pops a big one. Maybe moving to the hot rail equals a big race here. And then finally, the 5-horse Large. We're going to take a little bit of a shot on this one. At the distance, twice out with a win in a second, although the speed figures at those numbers aren't really on par with some of the top horses in this field. But nonetheless, this horse was better across the board, so ran better internal numbers at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the last race. And that one did result in a speed figure that could win here. At Parx, does have 8 times out a win, 6 seconds and a third. And then that wraps it up for me. A pick 4. I'm going to single that 4 with the 3, 4, 6, and 7, with the 2, 3, 6, and then the 5, 6 for race number 4. Race 5 is next on the card, Terry. We see that Croatian Scratch. That was a horse I actually had in my picks as potentially a single Croatian in the 5th race, but he's not going to run today as the rest of them go 1 mile and 70 yards like the opener. This one is claiming $15,000 for a purse of $30,000. 1 mile and 70 yards. Just to recap, there's a very strong rail bias. 2 through 7 play fair. 8 and out. Get a good penalty on that one. Early speed is the way with 32% going wire to wire. Again, Terry, that 9-horse Croatian kind of screwed up my tickets a little bit, but it probably won't screw up the 4's chances to have the lead.
Yeah, it did mine too. It was my top pick. But anyway, it looks like the 4 and the 8 has the not most speed in here, although I believe that 4 will get to that quarter pole first unless it gets a bat break or something like that. The 3-horse has a nice little overlay. It's supposed to be almost 4 to 1 simulated odds, and it's listed at 6 to 1 on the morning line. And then as far as the C zones, you see there that the 1, the 4, and the 7 the 8 have the best, but they all have pretty good C zone numbers.
Yeah, they're all green right there. They all should get a race that they're comfortable with, according to the Z zone in race number 5. That 9-horse was out. Yeah, in pretty interesting shape that could favor the 1 and the 4 here as your pair of E's. They don't mind jumping to the front, trying to take the field wire to wire. Everybody else back here kind of wants to pressure or close. So these 2 should get their way. The 4-horse is the one that's going to be up on the lead in all likelihood. I think the 9 scratching benefits the 4 the most, Terry. 4 is in my picks. He's 3rd. Where does he rank in your system?
Well, he's 2nd in mine, so I start out with the 3. Wizard Surratt. He has won 3 out of his last 5 races at Park Racing. Has a high percentage winning trainer. I like the number 4 as my second pick, Hidden Promise. He finished 3rd versus Simmer in his last race. Has a trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days. Have been in the money 14 out of 15 starts, which is really nice.
Yeah,
they've won 7 of those, so they've won almost half.
They've been on fire.
They have, yeah. And they have a good 4 furlong workout with this horse on March 18th. Number 8, Super Dude. He drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer who in the last 14 days has finished in the money in 7 out of 8 starts and won 3 of those.
Is that a case of you putting your name in the race, Terry, like I did earlier on?
No, I don't guess so. Let's see. Number 6, Hard Sting is, because I'm Super Dude. That's right. Number
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment.
I hope it's not the only winner you got all day.
Well, I hope not, too. I hope I have a good day like yesterday. But anyway, 6, Hard Sting. He drops in class today and has a high percentage winning jockey. He's my long shot. And no bet for me in this race.
Terry sitting that one out. I think Wizard Surratt, like Terry, is the one to beat. Did run considerably fast fractions last time out, faster than the prior race. I prefer this horse. I had it actually ranked a little bit lower, but when I saw that the track was muddy, I prefer this one when it's wet because it's done all of its damage. If the track starts to dry out, I might downgrade it a little bit. Hard Sting, that 6 horse, is taking a huge drop in class, Terry, for trainer Jamie Ness, teaming up with jockey Frankie Pennington. They win at a high clip. I think they're just trying to get this one sold and collect the check there, Terry, and hopefully it wins for them. Number 4, Hidden Promise. Second start after being claimed by trainer Jamie Ness. Showed improvement in the first effort for the new trainer, and so we'll see perhaps continued improvement here today. 7 horses, super flyover. The last race was a lot better than it looks on paper with much faster fractions and much better late pace numbers. And when I see those late pace numbers build up, that's a sign of a horse that has more endurance, in my opinion, which is a sign the horse is getting in shape. I'm going to do my trifecta 3, 4, 6 with the 3, 6 with the 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8 in the 5th race.
All right. Looks like Paulo. I'd like to know what the race 1 results were. And so at Parx on the race 1, the 2-horse Gun Collector 1 paid $260 to win, $220 to place, and $210 to show. Number 4 ran second, paying $880 to place and $480 to show. The 1-horse ran third, paying $4. Nice little exacta for $2, $16.80, especially concerning that it was the hard favorite win in that. And the trifecta for 50 cents paid $17.70.
Well, race 6, we'll see if we can do better than $2.20 on a winner, Terry. At a 7 furlong, claiming $7,500 for winners of non-4 in the lifetime. 7 furlongs does tend to favor early speed, Terry, with 40%, a big number going wire to wire. A lot of that happens in the inside 3 because there's a big advantage if you wear the 1, the 2, or the 3. You wear a 4 and out, you might underperform. In race 6, Terry, our speed, well, everybody's got some speed here except for the 3.
That's right. They all have speed except for that number 3. So it's anybody's guess who's going to get there to that quarter pole first. If you look here, though, the 3 has a really nice overlay. The one without the speed supposed to be a little over even money, and he's listed as 3-1 on the morning line. And as far as the C-zone, yeah, I'm sorry, blocked out there for a minute. That's what happens when you get to 74 people. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all of them have a nice C-zone number, especially that number 5.
It happens to me, and I'm not in the 70s yet either. We saw that everybody should have a comfortable race. It looks like everybody will have a comfortable race in here. You do have plenty of horses, the 2, the 6, the 5 that want to be forwardly placed. The 4 wants to be forwardly placed. The 2 is going to pressure. So maybe it does open it up for that 3 horse to get a trip where it can close into this crowd right here, Terry. For some reason, we both have him on top, even though it looks like he might get a trip that doesn't, he might not be up front where speed goes 40%. We might want to reconsider that 3. What do you say?
Yeah, it could be, but I'm going to stick with the 3. Cream Caramel. She won her last race at Parx Racing. It has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then also my second pick is Minding Millie, number 2, drops in class today. Has a high percent winning trainer and jockey as well. And her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then number 6, Halle Girl. Ran second versus similar in her last race and has the highest speed figure at today's distance. And then I like number 4 is my long shot. Don't Tell Frankie. She's won 15% of her starts at Park Racing and likes the distance, finishing in the money 75% of the races, winning 25% of those starts. And this is another race that I'm not going to make a bet in.
He's going to pass. Well, a Creme Carmel, all or nothing horse in here, Terry. But last time out, its race internals were better from the beginning to the middle to the end of the race. And I think you could see those numbers improve again in the third start after a layoff. And number 6, Halle Girl at the distance, 4 times out, 2 wins, 2 seconds. Does have the best early speed, late speed combination in the field and sticks into this race as the lone EP horse, meaning it can be the pilot or co-pilot. So if the pace is too fast, kind of sit off, be patient. If the pace is too slow, be impatient and take control. Number 2, Minding Millie is the third choice for me. This one has the top last race speed figure, going to drop in class. She's a combination I really like. Also a combination I like is Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera, one of the top combos at Ben Salem Track. What I don't like is the horse has raced at Parx 5 times and is yet to hit the board. Finally, number 5, Hey Deuce Potts, whatever that means, I'm not sure. The workout coming into this race was very strong. Do like to see that. This is another one of those Tom horses. Though win, probably not, but have them on your ticket, absolutely. 5 times at the distance, no wins, but a second and 3/3. So likes to clean up the trifecta primarily. And that's what I'm hoping it's going to do here, because I do have a 50-cent try with the 2, the 3, and a 6, with the 3, 6, with the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On to race number 7, lucky race number 7, Terry. These horses at 7th race, I think they're going to go 7 furlongs too. So 7's are going crazy here at race 7. It is a maiden special weight for $55,000. Again, you do want to have speed, preferably on the inside, the 1, the 2, or the 3. 40% go wire to wire, Terry. So in a race where speed has an excellent chance to go wire to wire, especially on the inside, DeSantis and Finally Captured might make it again.
That's right. The 3 and the 1 show the most speed, although that 5's got some speed too. So the 3 should beat them all to the quarter pole. And then the 1 has a really nice overlay. It's supposed to be like 7-2. And as far as simulated odds, he's 8-1 on the morning line. And then the 4 is supposed to be less than even money, and they've got it at 9-2 in the morning line. As far as the C zones go, the 1, 6, and 4 look like they have the best C zones there. So
we'll rebind back to race number 2, Wilmer, in about a couple of minutes for post. So there's about 10 minutes now, so we'll probably cover 2 more races, and then we'll jump back to race number 2 before it takes off. In race number 7, our way to the winner's circle worksheet for race number 7, you have a couple first-time starters in here with the 5 and the 8. So far, what you see out of these horses is the 6 is really the only one that's shown any early speed. The 1 and the 3 are 2 horses that do have some speed that have got off to slow starts so far. So we'll see if indeed they can move forward today. We'll find out what the 2 first-time starters bring to the table, Terry. We'll find out now who you think is going to win this race and why.
Well, I'm going to take one of the first-time starter. Number 5, XX Demand, is a first-time starter whose dams won 2. Has 2 winners from 2 starters, and one of those was a stakes winner. He has a decent workout on March 17th. Then I like number 6, Tatum. It's my second choice. He ran second versus similar in his last race, switches to high percentage winning jockey, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then my third pick, 4, Mr. Imagination, finished third versus similar in his last race, has a good 5 furlong workout on March 18th. And then I like the 1 as my long shot. He has finished second in his last 2 starts. The Rail Post is winning at a 22% clip. And he's got a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have been in the money 5 out of 8 times, winning 3 of those. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 5. I'm going to use the 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to go with the 2, 7, 8 in the second leg. I'm going to single the 3 in the 9th race. I'm going to go 1, 7 in the 10th, and then 1, 12 in the 11th race.
In the final with 2 horses in that last leg. In the 7th, lucky race number 7, that's going to go 7 furlongs. Number 5 horse, Excess Demand. You got Chad Brown, Manny Franco. Manny Franco's coming in for this race. It's a $400,000 horse. So you have to ask yourself, what in the hell is a $400,000 horse owned and then trained by Chad Brown and one of the top riders during Aqueduct's winter meet, Manny Franco, coming down to Philadelphia for? Well, the answer to that question can only be one thing, Terry, and what's that?
That they expected to win this race.
They do. It's to pay those barn bills right off the get-go. That 6-horse, last time out, if the 5-horse isn't ready, ran the top last race speed figure by a lot. When I see a horse that has maybe a 10-point gap over the next horse, those horses almost always come back to win that next race. If the first timer doesn't fire off here, it's got the lone speed, and they must have thought highly of this horse because they nominated it for the Triple Crown. Number 4, My Imagination, is the third pick here. Strong workout at Belmont Park in its last. Needs to get off to a faster start in this race than it has in previous starts. And then finally, 8-horse, Talk With Me. It's another first-timer that has some decent works, and quite honestly, I think not much behind the 5, the 6, and maybe the 4 to beat. I'm going to do a try with the 5-6, with the 4-5-6, with the 1, 4, 5, 6, and 8. I thought about a pick 5, Terry, but I feel like one of those races in the back half could shock us. Didn't stop me from doing a pick 4 in race number 8, but I still felt like it would be tough to kind of go through all that. This one says he likes the 5-horse here. A me gusta más el 5. Leonardo, what race number is that? Can you put in the comments what race number that is that you like the 5-horse in? We'd appreciate that. And if, like Leonardo, you have some thoughts about horses that you like today at Parx, Mahoning Valley, whatever it is that you're tracking today, you let us know in the comment section. If you like what you see, please thumbs up on Facebook, thumbs up on YouTube. It helps us with their algorithms so that when people search for horse racing sites, they might find Terry and I first. In race number 8, I can tell you we do more homework than anybody else. I have no question about that. We may not pick more winners, but I promise you we're more prepared, at the very minimum, equally prepared, Terry.
That's right.
Race 8 is 6 furlongs, claiming $25,000. The purse is $34,000. Again, 6 furlongs. The profile of a winner is one of a horse that has tactical speed, but it can still get to the wire and win 36% of the time on the front. You do have a rail bias, so Jackie the Joker could get an edge here. 8 and out, play again a little bit stronger. 2 through 7 are fair, Terry. I don't think we have that problem today. There are only 7 horses in the race, with the speed horse scratching out, which means pretty much any horse in here can get the lead now.
That's right. The 1 and the 4 look like they have the most speed. Looks like the 1, though, has a little bit more speed than the rest of them. Mm-hmm. As far as the overlays go, the 1 is supposed to be 7-2, is simulated odds. It's listed at 5-1. And the 4 is supposed to be just over 6-1. He's listed at 10-1 in the morning line. As far as our C zone goes, you can see there that the 1, the 5, the 6, and the 8 all have really nice C zone numbers.
And here we have we're missing one perhaps in our picks there. We got the decent C zone number with a little bit of an underlay.
Yeah.
And again, I noticed yesterday that combination was winning I think about 4 out of 10 races yesterday.
That's right.
You do have a significant scratch in the 8 rates here with the 3-horse, the one that was going to have all that speed. Everybody in this field has similar early pace, late pace combinations. Everybody kind of wants to be towards the back. Normally, the 4-horse might be the one that moves its way to the front here, Terry. This race, with everybody having similar early pace and late pace, is one that I normally find to be very wide open, but somehow we settled on the same 4 horses, the same one on top, and then just kind of mixed it up from there.
That's right. Number 8, I Cross My Heart. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, so marks off a lot of boxes. My top pick. Number 7, Tara's Talent, is my second pick, finished in the money in 59% of her starts, winning 14% of those races at Parx Racing, and likes the distance, has been in the money 60% of the starts, and she's won 13% of the races. And then number 2 is my third pick, Buck Sum. She finished 3rd versus Similar in her last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 4 is my long shot, Sense a Million. She has won 7 races at Parx Racing and switches to high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to play the 3, 7, 8 with the 3, as a single in the 9th, and then the 1-7, and finish up with the 1-12.
So, Christian, saludos to Venezuela. Saludos from Chicago and from Terry, California, up near Golden Gate Fields. You got everybody likes the 5, but can you tell us what race you want the 5 in? Because Leonardo also likes the 5, and I'm not quite sure which race. So, race numero, por favor. In race number 8, Terry, my pick is the top pick is the same as yours, that 8 horse, 8-8. I Crossed My Heart showed some stronger late pace last time out, so increasing its endurance. And to further increase its endurance, has had a couple of maintenance workouts between races and is the lone PC type. So probably the most versatile horse in this race. Sensimillion, somebody who's probably got some funny behaviors, a little bit high maybe now and then. Left Arrow Horse. So this one usually wants to be towards the back. Going to move forward today. Does have some closing ability. And with that closing ability and the move forward today, might be able to take advantage of it and find the winner's circle. Number 7, Terra's Talent has the most back class. Second off the bench, should rival the first up. And then finally, number 2, Bucks Home is my final choice in race number 8, that 2 horse. This is making its third start off a layoff. The signs that this horse is getting fitter with much stronger late pace at the end. Again, I think this race is wide open. I'm going to start the pick 4 with all of my 4 horses. I'm going to go 2, 4, 7, 8 with the 3, 7 in the next leg, with the 1, 4, 7, and then the 10 and the 12. So Terry and I agree on the 12 and have some different thoughts on the back end. Let's rewind back to go ahead, Terry.
Well, I'm going to change my pick 4 because I have it wrong, but go ahead, wind back.
All right, so you go ahead and change your pick 4. We're going to rewind back to race number 2 because that race is about to kick off at Parx as they are entering the starter's gate. The 5 horse right now is the lukewarm favorite at 2-1, followed by the 3 horse and the 4 horse. So you have 3, Glen as your current favorite, then Amity Road, and the 4 horse, which is Magic in the Moonlight. Right behind. Well, now you have 3 co-favorites with the 2, the 4, and the 5. The 1 horse is the only other one that does not have over 10-1 odds, and that is Batter Up Bud. Terry's got a trifecta going with the 4-2, and then I have the 4-5 to kick off my pick 4 in race number 2. Looks like they're all lined up. They might be ready to go. I think we have one more to go in here. The 6 horse, no, probably the 7 horse too. So we got Rich's Way. Oh, that's the best named horse on the card today, Rich's Way.
I think Super Dude is.
Yeah, it could be. And they got one more to come in. The 7, has the 7 got in yet? And I don't even see him behind the gates there. Where's the 7? Here he comes. He was hiding back there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, they're having a little bit of issue getting him to come in there. You don't want to go all the way in. They had to go in and give him a peppermint or something to get him to come totally forward. Yeah, now he's looking for more peppermints because he turned his head completely. Yeah, and he had his head turned at the start, so the 7 could be in a tough spot. The 1 horse definitely got off to a crappy start as well, so that's not going to be the case. The 4 horse, as our simulator said, would be the one on the lead and is indeed on the lead right now. You do have a trio of horses right behind it with the 2, Pine Valley, the 5 horse, 3, Glen, and the 6 horse in there. Oh, that's at the 3 horse, which is Amity Road. As they go through the opening quarter in 22-3, the 4 horse remains your leader. The 5 horse is starting to tail off a little bit, so maybe he's not going to be a part of this race at the end. You do have on the outside the 6 horse, the 3rd choice, Rich's Way. Better not beat me in my pick 4. I don't mind if he finishes 2nd because he was in my picks. The 3 horse right now running 3rd. They go through the opening quarter and they're pretty brisk, 46-1. Coming down, the 4 horse is getting whacked right now by the jockey. That 6 horse, Terry, might make my day a little bit miserable because he is starting to close ground as they come to the finish line, although he did kind of tuck in a little bit behind the 4, which might hurt him. But you know what? This is the mistake I always make, Terry. I didn't bet my name. Rich's Way is your winner, Terry.
Oh, my Lord, number 6.
Number 6. And again, you know what, Terry? This, again, if you look at the thing today, the 6 horse here tied with the 7 horse. So you got 2 long shots.
Yeah.
That have the best C-zone scores today, and I think the 7-horse finished third. So if you took the 3 best Z-scores, I think that was a trifecta, Terry.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Does that 7 come up at a price? Does he get the 3 or not?
Yes.
So the 6, Rich's Way, that's terrible. That I don't bet my own name. I don't know that the 7 got the 3. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
So the 3 top C-zone score horses are your trifecta right there, Terry. So that's data, again, that you get nowhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
So in the 9th race, okay, Leonardo's going to go to the 9th races, which is where we're going to go now. Or did we do the 9th race already, Terry?
Yeah.
Did
We
do
haven't
the 9th?
done it yet. No, we haven't done it yet.
We have not done. So
No.
in the 9th race, so in race number 8, Leonardo, okay, good, Leonardo, thank you. He likes the 8-horse to win with the 3-horse, which is the race that we just did before we went off to race number 2. So he likes the 8-3 exacta. Thank you, Leonardo. We appreciate your input there. We're going to go off to race number 9, and then we'll also talk about race number 10 and 11, where Leonardo shared some picks right there. Donde Prova la cara en vivo. Where can you watch the races live? I think you can watch them live on Parx website. I think they have a live stream. I'm pretty sure if you Google a live stream on YouTube, so if you search for a Parx live stream, I think there might be one on YouTube as well. I'm not 100% sure. But I am 100% sure that we're going to do race 8 now, Terry. Which is 6 furlongs. It's claiming $25,000 for a purse of 34 grand. At 6 furlongs, tactical speed, about 35% go wire to wire. The rail and horses 8 and out have a little bit of an advantage. So maybe Jackie the Joker has a really good. Oh, we did this one already. I crossed my heart, right, Terry? So we did. So we're going to go to race number 9. We did this race already.
What? Yeah, 8. Yeah, we did 8.
Yes, we did race 8. So we're going to do race 9 instead, which is where we are now. That's the one thing about when we're covering them alive, I kind of forget where we are. But we're still going to run 6 furlongs, so that stays the same. This one's optional, claiming $35,000. Non-winners of 2. Purse is 58 grand, so a little bit of a chunk of change here, Terry. In race 9, our early speed, which can win from time to time, does favor the 3 and the 4 in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. I think they're going to go head-to-head to the quarter pole. Who knows who's going to get there first? Anybody's guess. The 3 has a small overlay. It's supposed to be just under even Monday, and he's at 1.5 to 1. And then the 7-horse is a better overlay. He's supposed to be like, I don't know, what is that?
About 8 to 5, maybe.
8 to 5, yeah. And he's supposed listed on the morning line is 3 to 1. As far as the C zone, 5, 2, and 4 have the best C zones in the race, and they're pretty nice ones too.
So let's just go back. If you had just played that C zone trifecta, box the 4, the 6, and the 7, the 3 horses with the best C zone score, that $1 trifecta, Terry, paid $1,026.30.
Wow.
Not bad for a buck.
Pretty nice.
And you could have boxed it for $6, Terry, with the 3 top Z zone scores.
Yeah, that might be something you want to look at trying to do, everybody. So,
I mean, again, yesterday I noticed a lot of horses with strong C zones and overlays did really well. And if you can, if you've been watching something we introduced, was it last week?
Yeah.
And I find a lot of times horses that get comfortable, what we're trying to measure is if the horse is going to get a trip that matches some of its best trips in the past. Our way to the winner's circle for race number 9, we're going to find a field that's mostly forwardly placed. 4 horses here. A lot of them have some speed, but the 3-horse has the most speed. The 7-horse has the most late legs. It should be right involved in the start as well. So I think this race is going to come down to the 3 or the 7, Terry. Who do you see it coming down to at the end?
All right. In this race, I like the 3-5 Dreams. He's finishing the money in 8 out of 9 starts, winning 3 of those starts. Drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Number 2, Practical Way. He went to Laurel and had a disappointing race, but now he returns to Park Racing where he's 2 for 2 and has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 1 is my 3rd pick, One More Scoop. He tried a mile and 70 yards and finished 7th in his last race. Now he drops back to 6 furlongs, which is more to his liking. And he has a high percentage winning trainer. My long shot's the 5, A Dangerous Guy. He ran second in his last race and has a high percentage winning jockey and a good 4-lawn workout on March 18th. This is my best betting race of the day, and I like the number 3. I'm going to bet 10 to win on the 3, and then I'm going to play a $3 exacta with the 3 on top with the 1, 2, 5. My best betting race won yesterday, and the exacta won yesterday. So I've been hitting them pretty good.
Deepak, for your information, there was a lot of scratches in that second race at Mahoning Valley. And because of that, there was only an exacta available. The 6 won and paid $480. The 1A, Don West, was your second place horse. That $2 exacta, despite the short field, paid $28.20, which is not bad considering there were not that. I think there was only 4 horses in that race. So
yeah,
you got to like that one. Yeah, and buy stocks, that $2,000. Woof. You know, one of the things we are trying to do is trying to come up with creative ways to display data and different things that maybe people aren't looking at. I got a couple of more data points I'm working on that I should have done. I was always away last week, like the C-zone. Yeah, Nick, it's something. I got more stuff coming too. I really wish there was a programmer out there that could help us, because we could do this for every track. Then if anybody's a programmer, wants to be involved, do the programming. We'll put the stuff up for sale. You'll be a part owner. That will be the deal. I expect that it will continue to do well as we introduce more and more data. In race number 9, I start off with the 3 horse like you do, Terry. 5 Dreams. Does have a pretty strong early race edge at Parx 10 times out. 4 wins, 3 seconds and a third, and is dropping from a $75,000 non-graded stakes race. Number 7, Rob the Rich. There's that name again. Does have a very strong late pace advantage over the rest of this field with the top combination of early speed and late speed. Ran the top last race. Speed figure is going to drop 7 pounds today too. So there's a lot going in that horse's favor. Number 2, Practical Way, my third choice. Been at Parx 2 times. Terry, how many times has it won?
Twice.
2 for 2 at Parx. Run at a bunch of other tracks 5 times and has a big fat 0. So this is your horse for the course. Number 1, One More Scoop rounds out my top 4 picks. It's won 3 or 4 races with Silvestre Gonzalez as the jockey. Last time out, they decided to go another way. Horse didn't fare as well. So they said, you know what? We're going to turn around and put Silvestre right back on this horse. The only start that he did not win was the debut, where the horse got off to a struggling start. Although it does seem to, if you read the comments, find a little bit of a difficulty getting started in every race. Trifecta for me with the 3-7, with the 2-3-7, with the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 7. Next up is the second to last race on this 11 race card. That's that 10 race. It is a mile and a 16th, Terry. So they're going to go a long way in race number 10. And a mile and a 16th so far. I think they've only run like 14 races or something like that. Tactical speed does well. Half of the horses have gone wire to wire. You do once again find a very strong inside 3 bias. 4 through 7, there is a penalty, but the biggest bonus of all belongs to 8 and out. We do have a couple of horses that are going to get that big bonus. They are going to get a good trip, but Hoopla is the one they're going to have to run down.
That's right. I don't think he's going to have a problem if he gets a good break. He's got the rail, which is a good advantage. So he's probably going to get to the quarter pole first because he has the most speed. As far as overlays go, there's a small overlay for the 4 horse, and that's about all that I see here. And then all of the horses have really good C-zone percentages.
Yeah, so this is a race that should fit everybody. Everybody should be comfortable in race number 10 where their position is. 2 horse out. All but the 3, 5, and 9 have similar late pace. A lot of them want to close. So even though everybody's going to get a shape that they might want, a lot of times when I see either speed or closers and just a few in between, the few in between seem to get really good trips. Wouldn't it be at all shocked to see the 4 or the 10 to get the W here, Terry? Who do you see as your prime candidate to come home the winner?
Well, I'm going to take one of those closers, number 7, Dreaming of Jerry. He won his last race at Parx Racing by 11 lengths and received a 101 speed rating, which is pretty nice. His best start speed is fastest among today's starter. He has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 1, Hoopla, is my second pick, finished in the money in his last 9 starts, winning 3 of those starts, including his last, and the rail post is winning 22% clip. And that 10 horse that you were talking about, Brett's World. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. My long shot is a 3 horse, Roan Mountain. He won his last race at Parx Racing and has a highest speed figure at today's distance. And because I'm out of budget money, no bet for me in this race.
Terry's got rabbit ears for pockets. Ain't nothing in them. We got a lot of agreement on our top picks today. One of those that we do agree on again is Dreaming of Jerry. You did mention that he popped a triple-digit speed figure in his last. I'm kind of skeptical that that is actually an accurate reading, to be honest with you, Terry. Let me show you why. So if you look at this 7 horse, Dreaming of Jerry, did hit that 101, which is a big bounce off of anything that the horse has done before. 95 was the highest it got before, and then regressed the next time out. But if you look at the fractions here, it was 1 mile and 70 yards on a fast track versus 1 mile and 70 yards on a sloppy track. And if you check it out here, fractions were slower, but somehow the speed number went up. Yeah, I'm kind of skeptical about that, Terry, to be honest with you. I think it was probably more in the 90s in line with what he's done in this race here. Still probably enough to get the job done, because at Parx, this guy has run 4 times, with 3 wins and a third. And he's also a fan of the distance 6 times with 3 wins, a second and a third. The 4 horse Kobe B. This one is your lone PC horse. Again, one of those 2 horses that was in the middle right there. It's going to stretch out and go long for the first time, which is kind of interesting considering it's ran quite a few races already. I think this one is going to be forwardly placed and has some late punch to go with it. Could steal this race on the lead. Number 1, Hoopla, is another one of those Tom horses, Terry. Absolutely going to be one that they got to chase down, either that or the 4 horse here. It's one of those horses that has either a very low ceiling or high floor. You don't see a lot of variance from race. It just runs the same race over and over and over again. So horses will have to beat it. But if anybody gets a little bit extra today, they will run by the 1. And finally, number 10, Brett's World, is my final horse. It's got a small Z pattern. When you look through the past performances in there, 2 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. Jamie Ness and Frankie Pennington, that combination, jockey trainer, hitting at a 31% winning clip. Got a $1 double for me with that 7, with the 3, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 10, and the 12 horse. Finally, race number 11. We do have a few scratches in the 11th race, Terry. We also have a little bit of a disagreement in the 11th race. Race number 11, they're going to go 6 furlongs. Tactical speed is the best way to the winner's circle, although 35% go wire to wire. The 1, 8 and out, get a bonus, although not deal killers for 2 through 7, Terry. They still run fairly well. Our couple scratches with the 2 and the 9 not being in this race. The 9 might have had some speed, but still won't affect the 10's chances to be up front. Maybe actually enhance the 10's chances to be up front.
Yeah, the 10, the 5, and the 11 all show some speed. I think that the 10 should get there though first, unless it gets a bad break or something gets bumped or something like that. The 10 shows the best overlay. It's supposed to be just over even money, and it's at 8-1 on the morning line. And as far as the Z zones, you see there that the 1, 7, 8, and 12 have the best C zone numbers in the race.
Plenty should get a comfortable race. Finally, our way to the winner's circle in this crowded field. The 2 horse not in. The 9 horse is not in. You got about 5 that want to be up in the front, about 4 or so that want to be in the back. This race should be pretty balanced in terms of people getting the trip that they want. The 10, the 6, and the 5 are going to be your pace setters. At a distance, again, we're about 35% go wire to wire, Terry. We have some disagreement in terms of who's going to win this race. We both like the 12 to be a factor. And after that, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty wide open to me. So the 12, Cartwheel, looks like my top pick. She ran second versus Tougher in her last race and drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 1, Boca Royalty. Well,
Royalty.
Yeah, Royalty. She is a closer who won her last race at Parx Racing, and the distance won't be a problem. And then number 8, Knockout Kids, my third pick, drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer. Longest shot on the board for me is number 6, the biggest one. She has won 2 out of her last 4 races at Park Racing. Drops in class today, has a trainer, wins 25% of the races when dropping off of a claim. And I have no money left, so there's no bet for me.
So we'll rewind real quick to race 9 for Leonardo Carvajal. He likes in the 9th race the 5 horse with the 3 as in exacta. Ice cold. He's going Charles, all honest. In race number 10, he likes the 4 horse with the 7 exacta, so 4-7. Race number 11, where we are now, he's got that 12 horse and the 1, Terry, he's in your computer. 12-1 in complete alignment with you.
Yeah.
That's good to see. All right. So you got some either great minds think alike or they're going to go down in flames together. We'll see how that plays out because I like that 10 horse to be the winner here. Nothing's free. Boy, ain't that true.
That is
Although
true.
Politicians will tell you get stuff for free. Yeah, right. Someone pays for it. Nobody works for free, folks. Anyhow, nothing's free. Did run some improved fractions last time out with a huge mid-move. The mid-move, a lot of times, so that move on the turn, old-timers will always tell you, pay attention to the turn, pay attention to the turn. In fact, that is a phrase that I read in that book that I'm rereading from Stephen Davidovitz, Betting Thoroughbreds. Definitely going to make a big move on the turn. At Parx, 5 races, 2 wins, no seconds, but a third. Cartwheel, that 12 horse that you and Leonardo like. Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera at Parx, 9 times out, 4 wins, 3 seconds. But, and here's the but, Terry, there's always a but. The distance could be an issue. 8 times the horse has tried to run 6 furlongs, has 0 wins, 1 second, 1/3. Maybe the drop here in the trainer combination makes the difference today. Number 6, the biggest one, 3rd choice, claim and drop. So the trainer claimed them, then they're dropping in class. I'm not concerned about the drop at all because the purse money is more than enough if they gets claimed right away. That the horse will be a profitable trade, should be a part of the early speed in here. And finally, number 8, Knockout Kid. 3rd race off the sidelines, 2nd start off the claim for 31% trainer. Michael Moore, the trainer, not the overweight movie maker. It's a 50-cent trifecta. I like the 10-12 over the 6-10-12 over the 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12 to wrap up all of our picks today. Here you'll see them all in one nice, easy sheet, Terry. Any thoughts about what we see on the card today, Terry?
Well, to me, it's a little more wide open than yesterday. I think there's going to be some prices, and especially like in that 11th race, I think there's going to be a long shot coming there. So anyway, that's about it.
Yeah, I think there were a few scratches in that card that opened the card up more than it might have been otherwise. So that 9 horses one I really, really liked. If you like to play Louisiana Downs, and I got some inside information that it is one of our better tracks in terms of hitting winners, that guaranteed tip sheet. It is the free track today. You can get it by simply hitting the link down in the description here on YouTube. You'll find the link over on our Facebook, Twitter, all of our social sites. Just click on it and you'll see in race number 1, the 1 horse. Pike Streak in Time is our top selection. You know, yesterday I played all the guaranteed tip sheet picks over at one of the horse racing tournaments, Terry.
Yeah.
Just played the first pick, I think all the way down. And one of them I went with the second pick because the first pick was a high, low odds horse. And you got to have some better odds. And minus the first race where the top pick finished 3rd, the top pick finished either 1st or 2nd all the way down the card, except in 1 race. So in 7 of 8 races, my pick for the contest finished 1st or 2nd. And I ended up on like 20th place because 1 horse, the 5 horse, those people who play the longest shot on the board, they got one that paid like $100 to win.
Wow. Well, I played a Parx one of the tournaments was a cash one. And I ended up first with my picks at Parx and won $250. So
not bad.
Yeah,
gotta like that. Yeah, indeed. So there you go. Terry's playing his picks. I didn't have time to put mine in at Parx yesterday. So I want to thank Jimmy Little and Leonardo Carvajal for the thumbs up on Facebook. We appreciate that. If you agree with Jimmy and you agree with Leonardo, a couple things you can do. You can give us thumbs up on YouTube, thumbs up on Facebook. You could tell your friends about us. We really want to get to 10,000 subscribers this year because that'll bring some more revenue in. Then I can use that revenue then to go ahead and hire a programmer if one doesn't want to join us. If you would like to join us, you can hit me up on my Twitter at HRT Rich. hit me up in the DM. We'll talk about that. Or you can email me directly, gtsrichb@gmail.com. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Charles. We're going to do Gulfstream Park. Thursday, we'll probably do Aqueduct. A little bit of a change of pace right there. On Friday, I'll be back with Tom. We're going to go over to somewhere in England. It's the official kickoff of the grass season in England. I think Donington or something like that. Darlington, that's a NASCAR track. Saturday, Terry and myself and Charles will get back together again for the biggest jackpot that's available from a pick 5, a pick 6, or pick 4 carryover for Saturday's racing card. Again, tonight at 8 p.m., the very entertaining Peter Aiello, the announcer at Gulfstream Park, was kind enough to let me up in there when they were doing, when I went there for the, I forget which race I was there for now, but when we went to Gulfstream earlier in the month, he'll be on with Jamie and Sean. It should be a fantastic show. If you have any questions for Pete, make sure you join in 8 p.m. Hit the subscribe button. You'll be able to hit him up at that. Any final thoughts, Terry, before we get out of here today on this Terry Tuesday?
Yeah, just give, like I say always, and I like to remind people about this, please give your loved ones a hug and a kiss, and that you really, how you really feel about them and your friends. And just take it easy this week. Don't be a Karen, because they're
Where
funny.
did that come from?
I don't know. I've seen a few.
Did
Karens
you run into a
recently.
Karen recently? Or there's got to be
Yeah,
some
I did.
backstory.
Yesterday, I ran into a Karen that was just all upset at a grocery store. So
At you?
no, she was upset at the checker because she didn't think the checker was doing it right for some reason. I didn't get the whole story, but anyway, just have a great week. And it's raining here. I hope it's not too bad where you're at, and I hope that the people that had those terrible, tornadoes, please be safe and get through it.
Indeed. Well, we certainly hope that everybody has a safe day and that God's grace does shine upon everybody today, no matter what it is that you're doing at the track, at work. It's kind of hanging out, no matter where you are in the world. We had a lot of friends today from Venezuela and other places on the planet, India, I think. Of course, here in the U.S., we appreciate everybody joining us. Again, please tell your friends about us. And above all today, no matter what it is that you do, we hope that your day ends up in our great friend, Jay Marco's
Winner's Circle.
Again, thanks for joining us. Look forward to joining you tomorrow again as we try to make some money at Gulfstream